Hi gang, today I'm going to talk to you about squats. This is the squat video I've been promising to send you. And the reason I'm doing the squats is because I have a lot of people with injuries and they're either aggravating their injuries or not getting enough out of the squat that they could. And the squat is one of the most important exercises that we do because it's a functional exercise that we use every day in lots of different ways. So, number one, we have two different types of squats we're going to cover. One is the basic and one is the deep squat. The first one is a basic squat. So, to practice in front of your mirror would be the best if you have a full-length mirror where you can see feet to head. Okay? So, the best way to start is to take your feet slightly outside your shoulders. So just slightly wider than shoulders. Lift your chest up. Give your shoulders a roll to set, locking your shoulder blades in towards your spine. Chest proud. And you can either pretend like you're holding a bar, keep your hands in front, sit your hips down and back, stop just above the knees, weight is in the heels, and then lift the chest to rise. Okay, so that's the best way to explain. If you turn to the side, same thing, feet just outside the shoulders, roll to set, so you're going to have a little tiny arch in your spine. The first thing that moves is the hips, down and back, just above the knees, and then push the heels into the floor to rise. Now, one of the biggest issues I see with a squat is that your direction is wrong right from the beginning and that just throws you off. So, pay attention when you're sitting into your squat, the first thing that moves is your hips. Your hips need to go back. So, think about taking your butt to the back of the room behind you and then drop into the squat with the knees bent. Now, we're not going to let the knees pass the middle of our foot. They go to the middle of the foot. They point the same direction as your toes, and I like to look down at my knee and line it up with my second or third toe on my foot, okay? Then push the heels down into the floor and stand up. Most commonly, I see knees dropping first, and then you go back, and then that sets your knees the wrong direction. They're going in towards your feet, passing over the toes, and what happens is the femur is pushing on the back of the patella and grinding, and it's also straining all those tendons and ligaments in the knees, and that's where you get that pain. So, let me show you with the bar. For the regular squat, bar on the meaty part of the shoulders away from the ears, feet slightly wider than shoulders, chest proud. We take the hips down, back, stop just above the knees, push the heels into the floor, and rise. Okay? So that's a perfect squat. Take your feet a little bit wider. And then we do the same thing, hips back to start, down and back, knees pointing towards the second or third toe, chest proud, and stand tall. So, another problem I see is you come down into your squat nice and good, but then when you go to come up, you lift your butt first. Did you see that? Don't lift your butt first. Think about lifting your head like a string pulling you up to the ceiling first. And that'll keep your chest up and keep the stress out of your back. Okay. So that's your basic squat. Practice that in the mirror. Practice aiming your knees toward the second or third toe, keeping your chest really tall, and sitting back with the hips first. Now, the second squat that I like is the deep squat. Now, deep squat is going to pass the knees. And we've thought for years, okay, so don't pass your knees because it's dangerous. Well, it's not. It's more difficult. And that's why it's dangerous. And if you don't do it right, you're going to get hurt. So that's why I want you to take some time at home in front of a full-length mirror and practice this one. The really good thing about a deep squat is that it targets just below your butt. So you get a really nice indentation in your legs. You get more development of the glute and the hamstring, and the separation of those two gets rid of the thigh. I know some of you have heard me say that. The thigh is when your butt and your thigh are all one. And that's the last thing we want. We want our butt to stop and then the thigh to go down because that's what gives us that nice shape. So when we're doing a deep squat, I like to put the hands up, pull your shoulders back. It's the same thing, butt's going down. With the feet, we're going to put our heels in slightly, okay? So the knees are pointing out towards the toes. And we sit our butt straight down and back, weight in the heels, chest is really proud. Drop just about 3 inches below your knee, and then same thing up to rise. Okay, so from the side, it's a narrower foot, heels slightly in, chest proud, butt goes down and back just below the knees, and then stand tall. Now when you're doing that one, you really need to concentrate on pushing the heel into the floor and squeezing your butt under you to rise, and that gets the shape in the butt. So one more time, down, back, stop, lift the chest, squeeze the butt, and you're done. Okay? So those should help you out just a bit, and I look forward to seeing you in your next training session. Good luck, gang.